We are in the middle of a record drought, and that means, unfortunately, that we are losing millions of trees in the Houston area. But there is one guy who is trying to make some good out of all this. I want to introduce you to him right now. His name's Matt Adams, and he is just whittling away over here. I think it's so incredible that you're trying to do something with wood from these trees that we see that are turning all crunchy, breaking our hearts.
Oh, yeah.
But you're doing something good out of this. Now, this didn't start now. You actually started doing this back
from
in
Ike.
Ike. What gave you this idea?
Number one, you got to make something out of wood, and number two, there's a ton of wood back then because there was 40,000 trees that came down because of Hurricane Ike, and now, I mean, there's just, I don't know how many is coming down, but there's a bunch. In fact, my neighbors just lost one yesterday, and I got 3 logs off it.
And this is wood that actually came.
This is actually from 51st off Broadway, and that's where I started making spoons out of, hence the name Stormware. And then I've just kind of gotten more wood, like these are front door wood from a company in Clear Lake called Reed's Door. He gave me a whole truck bed full of mahogany. He said, here, have fun and, you know, make some stuff. And then I just, you know, this used to be a piece of pallet wood. So, I mean, just, you get it from different spots.
Before we started having these tragedies and losing all these beautiful trees, were you into anything like this? Were you able to carve wood and make things out of it?
Oh, yeah, there's never a shortage of wood.
Really? So you were always into this anyway, but thought, you know
well,
what?
I I hung around and trained underneath a furniture maker for a couple of years, and then my grandpa was a woodworker, my mom's a woodworker, so just, you know, trying to figure out what you want to make out of a piece of wood, because you see a piece of wood, you know, and you got to figure out what to make, and this is kind of what I like making.
Well, we see a lot of utensils. Do you do other things, or is this your main
Just mainly
focus?
stuff for the kitchen. Plates, platters, spoons, you know, different things like that.
And right now we're watching all of these beautiful big trees coming down, but at least something good can come out of it. So tell us what you do. How does all this work?
Well, this is a spoke shave, and this is a thing that I clamp it up in and just start basically drawing it down and smoothing it out. And then once I'm done, I'll clamp it in and start chiseling it out, and lots of sandpaper, and you just keep working it till you get it that nice.
Well, we have seen a lot of the trees in Galveston where somebody came and they carved animals or faces or something out of it. So that's probably, perhaps maybe similar art.
Oh, no,
or is it completely different?
That's on a much larger scale. In fact, I know both of those guys that have done that, Jimmy and I think his name's Earl. I don't know him that well, but Jimmy's a good friend of mine. Great idol of mine, because, I mean, he's always saying, just do it, just do it. But, I mean, phenomenal individual.
What kind of tool do you have to do something like this? Because I have never seen anything like this before. It almost looks like it just shaves the wood right off.
That's pretty much what it does, depending on how much of a blade you put on it. It's just a spoke shave, and they've been around for hundreds, maybe 1,000 years, whatever.
If this is something that someone says, you know what, I've been looking for a hobby, is it something easy to take up? You said that you followed a furniture maker for years, but
well, I mean, I hated making furniture. It's really particular, and it takes a long time, and I have a low attention span anyway. But I mean, thing about it is, carving's great. I'm in the Carvers Club here in Houston, and I mean, I don't know, we probably got 20 masters in there. One of my friends, she's 81 years old. She's been carving over 61 years. Phenomenal individual. And it's just, you know, when I need help on something or whatever, I'll call her up, and she'll like, oh, try this, do this. But I mean, it's just incredible hanging out with carvers, because, you know, it's just kind of a different mentality. Just have fun, and that's the biggest thing, have fun.
Well, I think one neat thing too is this isn't cookie cutter. If you take a look at these pieces, every single one of them is a little bit different. I mean, there's no way that they can be exactly the same, which makes them very special. I mean, it's completely individual.
Well, and I mean, in this production world we live in, everything is just, like you said, it's cookie cutter.
Tell me a little bit about if somebody says, you know what, I love these pieces, I need these in my kitchen right now. Do you sell them?
Totally.
How can they find you?
You can find me on the web at stormwarecreations.com. You can come down and see me at one of the farmers markets. I'll be at City Hall later today from 11 to 2, and I'm there every Wednesday. Friday nights, I'm at Art in the Plaza at City Center, and then Saturday morning from 9 to 1, I'm at the same place at the farmers market. And then I go down to Art Walk in Galveston, so I get a few places.
You're a busy guy, aren't you?
Just a little bit. Keeps me out of trouble.
And well, what we're going to do to make sure that people can find you is we will put a link to all that information you just shared with us.
Thank you.
At myfoxhouston.com. What an interesting art you have there. And I have to tell you, you're very talented. You make it look so easy, and it has come into shape right before our very eyes.
That's what it's all about.
All right, Matt Adams, so good to talk to you.
Thank you.
And how about a little spoon for your soup this morning, or perhaps your grits that you're probably eating, Jose?
Grits, oatmeal, those spoons work great, and it's very, very good work. It's nice to see an artisan do what he does best.